welcome to Prime Time. I'm Paul Orford and I'm back with Albina Zhdanova from Tulsa Brokers. And really what we're looking to cover today was for all the entrepreneurs out there who are thinking of making a startup in Forex, which in the major parts, whether it's a platform, a bridge, etc., there are dominant players. Okay, but how do you go from being a startup, whether it's 7 years ago or next week, for example, and challenging these dominant players, shall we say? So what sort of mentality would you have to have from a management down?
So 7 years ago it was of course much easier because it was less companies, and now there's very huge competition, so many companies doing all sorts of technology, and it's more than it's tens of companies. And now how we see brokers working, they taking different options, they compare, they don't let you into this process of taking decisions, so the only thing you can do is basically to send them an offer, and then just sit and wait, because you don't know based on what they take in their decisions. So how did we grow from the small company, because as I mentioned in the previous interviews, when I joined the company we've been like 10-15 people. Now we have in one city in St. Petersburg, which is completely out of the market. It's like very, very outside. There is no Forex, no finance market, no technology, back then at least. And for today we have 5 offices in 5 different countries. We are around 60 people in the team, so it's quite been a big growth. And how we achieved that is, I think, some key values that we had helped us to go through that. First, we've been always very attentive listeners to our customers and to our clients and to software users, because we would always not just do what they tell us to do, what they want to do. We're going deep to the core. Why you want this button to be yellow? Why you want this function to work with this multiplier? Why you want this function to work in that specific way? Because sometimes brokers, they see a solution for their issue, but when we know the real issue, we see that the solution that they're offering is not really a solution. It's like more complicating.
Right, okay. So when you first kind of started this off, you had to be more flexible with your technology, rather, because I find with this industry, it's very, what we'd say in English, like in-the-box solution, where they just get everything, and it doesn't really fit. It's like buying a suit, it's too big for you, but it's from the shop. That'll do. With yours, it's more bespoke, where everything fits perfectly. It's designed specifically for the institution. So has this helped you, or does it make things take longer to produce?
I think that's actually helped us a lot, and because we initially been like that, we never planned to just develop one box and sell it to everyone. And because of that, the structure of the company, internal development team, how they structured is very active. So we need some time in advance to plan the development, but it's like the matter of maybe 2 weeks. So because we have that from the beginning, it's very easy for us. And now we structure it that we have a separate team that do the developments of our plugins and software, and then we have a separate team that do the main products like the bridge and the bump system and business intelligence. So they work independently, and because it always been very proactive, we divided it so that the majority of the time, let's say we have a plan for 1 month or 2 months of development, 60% of that would be adjustment based on the client's feedback. And then some improvement that we see that we need to improve from.
So 7 years ago, it was still quite a mature market back then. There's still a lot of players around. What sort of attitude did you personally have to go from something which is very St. Petersburg based to being like a global player?
Persistence.
Yeah.
Persistence. Just keep doing what we have to do. It's been very few hard years when we had a big change in the team, in the developers. Now, like, I'm working for 7 years. There is just Alexei working longer than me in the company. So it's been completely full change of the team. And we just been always supporting the relationship between all the departments. They always feel that there is not just them, there is the whole team that's working together to achieve some high goals. And every year we've been growing not only with the revenues or the amount of product, we've been improving internal processes, we've been more caring about our employees, we've been more involving more people to build it in, because on your interviews there will be so many people from Tools for Brokers, so you see it's not one person company, it's the whole team that's actually facing everyone everywhere and just supporting each other. So I think that started back then and we're still keeping it.
I think that's quite important, because a lot of companies use it as a word, like, oh, we're all one team, but you really do have to show that from the person at the very top, not to the person at the bottom, but let's say entry-level person, where you do have that common goal of getting to the top. Because if you don't, you're going to lose lots of staff as well, and they won't be operated at their maximum. So how do you keep everybody motivated then? Because it is hard to keep everybody doing their maximum.
It is hard. It is hard, but because we divided them on different teams, everyone feeling 60 people. It's not that much yet in general terms, but it's responsibility of all the managers of the teams to make people feel involved in the process, and that actually, because 65 people in the company, everyone still matters. Like any delay from one person, or any mistake, or any actual better overperforming makes a big difference on the whole company, and everyone in our company acknowledge that, they know that, and they do their best. Plus we share information. For example, when we've done the last year, I think, or no, actually a few years ago, when the new ESMA rules came in with the leverage changes, because we knew that it's coming, and because of the structure of the company, we managed to immediately create development in just of 1-2 weeks, because the leverage was changing on 1st of August, I think it was, and we created a software that will safely switch all the brokers to the new leverage rules without any risk and complications. And the development team knew what is it for, why it's important to do, why it's important not just for our company but for the market to make it working well. So we have this sharing information, why it matters, what they do.
Okay, so it's fair to say that Tools for Brokers have done very well. They've got a good name in the market, quite a good market share as well, and Forex is changing radically. So where do you see the company being in the next 2 years? Are you going to go to hedge funds or fund managers? Are you going to focus more away from retail or anything like that?
We still will be working with 2 years. So
I'll be fair, 1 year, because 2 years is a long time in Forex, okay?
Yeah, so for now, our big goal is to switch many brokers to our bridge solution and to our business intelligence, because those two products, they are covering all sort of questions for the brokers, and because it's a new product, that the way they've done, not like relatively new in comparison to the long existing, it's again keeping this attitude to be very flexible and very changing, because market is changing from year to year, and we should be able to add new things to change the focus, because I will switch back to the topic that I had in London. It was changing the retail business model for the brokers, because the retail brokers, they need to change their focus as well now in order to build their companies, to make them stronger, especially in the European market. And with our products, with our bridge offer, we already consider that changes on the market. And we sorted out a few very important questions for the brokers in the risk management system for them. And together with the business intelligence, it's just hitting. So what the goal for the next year for us is to be bigger with these products, to enhance them so much, so that all the brokers would see the benefits to work with them. And from there, I think fund managers will be more working with us. We already have several that trading on maybe directly on fixed API or on using our servers as a white labels, because I think the regulated market will more switch to the professional traders.
So would you ever consider Tulsa brokers making their own platform, perhaps, something like that?
Not retail. We will not go to the retail market 100%, and to develop trading platform, we can offer that for the fund managers, for example, if they're trading with a fixed API, because they don't need the trading platform.
So they're just going via your bridge, essentially.
Yes. But to create a trading platform, it's not on our roadmap for the next few years.
So geography-wise, Europe, I guess, is quite a tough market to get into. Are you more focused on Asia? Like if you're an entrepreneur, surely Asia, South America, these are better markets because they're less hit, should we say?
Well, actually, Asia is a big market for us, but Asia, it's a lot of clients there, but you don't have the biggest clients coming from Asia. And we're having now with the Cyprus office, which is very strong now, we have a lot of Cyprus-based clients. We are going to have, I think it's more than, the share we have in Europe is more than the one in Asia. Yeah, because we have a very good reputation. The thing what helps us in competing with other bridge providers is the reputation that we built for the last almost 10 years. Because the way we built the company was on the first place because of the quality of the products. Our UMAM system has been on the top for many years, and back then it was spread of mouth. People just been talking about our products, and then they would join another company, and then they would say, I need TFB products, and then they would tell their friends that they're using TFB products. That's how we also grew as a company. And with all this time, we built just a good reputation as a high-quality software providers with fantastic support.
Well, that's the key thing, is that as somebody working liquidity, the key thing is that after the sale has been made to me on buying a product, because the amount of times that I've had to experience it myself, of having to wait such a long time for a fixed API to be created, which means I have to get that to a client. And then he's shouting at me, where is it? Oh, because I'm working in a really competitive field myself, so I need to get into his hands as quick as possible. And we get the same old story, oh, don't worry about it, this is the fastest product ever, But it isn't. So is that one of your key things as well then, the support?
Support is honestly think that our support is best on the market, because the response level, the response time is maximum 15 minutes guaranteed, but it never happens. We usually respond within 2 to 5 minutes. And it's not response, we get your offer, your opinion is so important for us, we will call you later. It's actually proper answer and immediately getting on your case, what's actually happened. And we have, I just sent the report recently we do the reports each 2 months about what type of request we have. Many I think it's around 50% what we have. The requests are consultation, how better to do this, how better to do that, and we also started to because of that, because we had so many requests, and the questions we have is not about our products only, it's about anything on technical side. We combined our product into the package where we offer our hours of technical support when we do hosting, when we can install the data centers, when we can set up the platform or sort out any other things on the platform side.
All right, so have you got like a typical sort of client where everything from a really experienced hedge fund or fund manager to someone who's like a retail startup brokerage? Is there like something where you got more of or less of? That makes sense. Yeah, okay, so for example, your client base, is it predominantly retail brokerages?
Yes.
With like 70% of that, 30% fund managers?
I think for now it would be at 85% of retail brokers, and the rest would be 10% I would give for the fund managers or to the private brokers that actually fund managers, but they set up brokerage companies for a very limited group of people, and the rest 5% would be other IT companies. IT companies that provide white label offering, IT companies that do different software based on the trading platforms, and they need like to do the integration with it. So we have like a lot of IT companies as our clients as well.
So the people I found in this industry, people who this is my opinion, not Albina's, by the way, right? I found that people who are looking to set up brokerages, they're quite lazy insofar as where they look for technology. You know, they'll just look at the market leading platform or the leading name in like a bridge, etc. What makes yours so different? Like, how would you sell yourself to the new guys setting up a brokerage, or trying to turn them away from looking at the big solution provider?
My teacher at school used to tell that laziness driving progress, because people get lazy. They don't want to walk, they want to drive. They don't want to understand things, they just using the phones without actually knowing how this phone works. And within the Forex, we also see with the years that companies and business owners becoming less and less knowledgeable in terms of software, and they don't want even to understand how it works. So in our case, and that's actually another good point of our company, because we've never done just the bridge part. We've been doing all other software for the MT4, MT5 platforms. So basically, and because we are for a long time in the market, we have all sorts of connections with different type of providers, payment systems, CRM systems. So when client talking to us, the broker that wants to open a brokerage company, he can get answer to all his questions, and all his needs would be covered, because we will not just connect him with the liquidity provider and create a platform. We will also equip the platform with other risk management tools, with the reporting tools, with a money management system, with the things that will help him to attract new clients.
All right, cool. Well, look, we've learned a lot there from Albina. If you've got any questions for her, I know so it's cool. But like, if you've got any questions for her, message her via LinkedIn, the website, the usual ways of getting her, because it really is interesting to have a look at a second option or an alternative to what you've got already. Because like I say, if you don't, everything changes in Forex radically.
Yes.
You know, so it's good to keep on top of it, even if it's just for the information where you look in the future for your future technology needs. All right, thanks Albina.
Thank you, Paul, for inviting. Pleasure.
Cheers. Thanks everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.